not all traits on our pedigrees are going to be sex chromosomes, or sex-linked disorders, I should say. So down here, this next paragraph right here, it's going to talk about how we can use a pedigree to look at any disease or any kind of trait. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be on chromosome 23. It could be on chromosomes 1 through 22. So that's a lot of different chromosome pairs. And it says that the pedigree below, and that's at the bottom of page 142, is tracing a disease called cystic fibrosis. And cystic fibrosis is an incredibly serious lung problem. If you've ever had bronchitis, it's like having bronchitis 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the school year. Or not even school year, the whole year. And if you have ever had, let's see, a sinus infection, and you've blown your nose and you see this yellow snot, or if it's green, or if you've ever needed to be in the shower because you need to cough out this hideous color from your chest, all right? That is what cystic fibrosis is for these people who have it. And again, that is because it is a recessive trait, and the directions in their DNA tell them to create all this mucus. It never says don't create mucus. So it just happens to be that that's their directions. So down here it says the carrier of the disease have one recessive allele. Same thing as the sex-linked disorders, but this one is found on a different number chromosome. They are able to pass the recessive allele on, so if both parents are hybrids or heterozygous, that means that they could create an offspring with a 25% chance of having cystic fibrosis. So if we happen to look at the pedigree that's at the bottom of the page, then you're going to see this pedigree chart. So over here, you're going to see the Roman numerals 1, 2, 3, 4. However, what I really need you to do is to write that this is going to be the parent generation. So parent, it's a little bit harder to write. All right, this is the first. This is second. And the bottom one is the third. So as we were talking a little while ago, the squares represent a male, the circles represent a female. This line between them, okay, is going to tell them that, or tell you that they're married, and the line down is going to represent that that is their children. So here we have solid squares and solid circles, and it's going to indicate that the person has that certain trait that you're looking for. If it's half colored in, that means that they are a carrier of the trait. So those things are incredibly important for us to understand. So there are a total of 4 generations on our pedigree. There are 2 parents. Both of our parents are carriers of cystic fibrosis. And they have I think I want to highlight this for you. They have 1, 2, maybe I can't highlight on there. Let me try that again. They have 1, nope, I can't. 2, 3, 4, 5 children. The reason why they don't have 6 is because number 6 has now married into the family. Number 2 and number 5 are carriers of cystic fibrosis. Child number 4 is a female, she's round, and she has the trait. Number 5 and number 6 got married. They ended up with 3 children. 1, 2, 3. Number 3 is a carrier of cystic fibrosis, and they married number 4, and they are also a carrier. This is a boy. 3 and 4 got married and had 3 children. 1, 2, 3. Number 1, female, ended up with the cystic fibrosis disease. Number 2 was a male, and he had cystic fibrosis. And number 3 is another female, and she ended up only being a carrier to cystic fibrosis. Hopefully you can see that. So here's a quick activity that you can do. You can pause the video in just a minute after I give instructions, try it on your own, and then hit play just so that you can see if your answers are correct. I want you to remember that pedigrees can be used for all different kinds of traits. Some of them are sex-linked traits and some of them are not. So one quick way for you to understand whether or not they are sex-linked traits or not is whether or not the boy can carry the trait or not carry the trait. In this example, there is a male carrier. Think to yourself, can a boy carry a sex-linked trait or can they not? Now I want you to try numbers 1 through 5. 5 has 2 questions, so hit pause and then check your answers. All right, here's what you need to do. Check your answers with mine. How many generations are shown in the pedigree? The answer is 4. This is the parent generation. This is number 1, number 2, number 3. So when you add them all up, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how you come with your answer. Number 2, which parent in the first generation had sickle cell anemia? Well, this is the parent generation, which makes this the first. So we're looking for the parent in the first generation who had it. Nobody is filled in here. So that means that their answer is 0. Many people were tricked on that one. How many children were born in the second generation? Okay, here's my second generation. So born means lines come down. 1, 2, well, she was married in, so I can't count her. 3, 4, nope, they're married. 5, 6, married, 7. So the answer should be 7. How many of these children are carriers of sickle cell anemia? So I'm going back to that same 7. No, yes, so that's 1. 2, can't count this one. 3, can't count that one, so your answer is 3. How many children in the third generation have sickle cell anemia? Third generation. And it says have it. I'm looking for has trait completely colored in. 2. 1, 2. Okay. And how many are carriers? I'm going to put a comma. Carriers again. All right. They are half colored in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. My answer is 4. Hopefully you did pretty good on this, and if you didn't, maybe you need to go back and rewatch the video. You can go in and watch the Amoeba Sister video. You can try to come see me, ask questions, anything you need to do so that you can hopefully get a better understanding of how a human pedigree works.